Talking Wolves, and welcome back to a brand new video today. We're going to be addressing the latest transfer rumours again, going through what has been going on in and around Molineux, giving my thoughts on it and obviously letting you guys know the latest news as well surrounding players that could be leaving the club or could of course be joining the club as well. Hope you guys are keeping safe and well, and remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. So the first piece of news we've got is all about contracts. Of course, this time of year, and especially with the season being delayed, it's still sort of unknown what exactly is going to happen to certain players that are going to be out of contracts. But Wolves did announce more or less their retained list for this season, who was going to be staying throughout next season and who was going to be leaving the club. Of course, the most high-profile ones were John Ruddy, who has had a contract extension. There was a clause in his contract that Wolves could trigger if they wanted to keep him for another year. The club did want to make sure John Ruddy did want to stay before they triggered that, of course, and he was happy to stay. So it looks like he's going to be our number 2 goalkeeper again for next season. So he's going to be staying. In terms of first-team players, Jordan Graham has been released from the club. It's a shame, of course. Jordan Graham was such a good player when he came into the first team for the first time under Kenny Jackett. Unfortunately, injuries had sort of ruined his Wolves career, I'd say. And unfortunately, I think with a mix of bad luck with injuries and a little bit of attitude, I don't really want to say it, but I think that's why he struggled to break back into the first team. Philofosawai as well has gone. Yeah, what can you say about this guy? He's genuinely not. I don't think he's played a first-team game for Wolves, so you can't really say much about him. And Bright Enabakari as well. Bright Enabakari, who rejected a number of moves away in January on loan, and this time he's not going to be at Wolves next season. Again, another player with such good talent, but he hasn't had the mindset at Wolves. He has not had the temperament and the attitude to succeed at Wolves. So a lower league club, a League One, possibly a lower end championship club could have a real gem of a player on their hands, but I think Wolves have probably made the right decision to let him go. In terms of contracts for under 23s players, Jamie Partington, Cameron John, Seydou Diallo and Taylor Perry, they've all had contracts extended. And the players that will be leaving the academy are Connor Johnson, Callum Thompson, Ming Yang, Jed Abbey and Todd Parker. So best of luck for the rest of those. For the rest of their careers as well, and of course some good talents in the 23s getting their contracts extended. So let's move on to the juicy rumours. Milo Rashica, a player that we spoke about on the last video, his interest was repeated again via Sky Sports a couple of weeks ago. Sky Sports obviously put that Wolves were interested in Milo Rashica, the winger from Werder Bremen. It's also stated in the report that West Ham, Brighton and Aston Villa were all keen on the winger. I gave my thoughts on him in the last video. If you didn't go check that out, please do so. He's a winger again. Wolves, have got certain areas quite well stocked up. They are pretty well stocked up on wingers, but he is going to be available for a cut price if the German club do get relegated this season. So definitely worth the investment in my opinion. But it's whether if he's going to get the game time or he's going to nudge someone else out of getting game time. It's going to be an interesting one. Wolves have also been linked to a young Brazilian forward, Luis Henrique from Botafogo. Wolves are among Juventus and Benfica in the couple of teams interested in him. And apparently the club are going to be working on signing the youngster in summer. Wolves are also reportedly interested in Real Madrid midfielder Oscar Rodriguez. This came from Mundo Deportivo over in Spain at the end of last week. He's currently on loan at Leganes in Spain. He's attracting some big interest from some decent-sized European clubs. Schalke and Lazio also interested in him. Real Madrid have apparently set a value of about 20 million euros for the midfielder if he were to leave the club. In the last video as well, we spoke about João Palhinha, the Braga midfielder who, is on loan at Braga from Sporting, who was apparently linked with a move to Wolves. There was a report last week that Wolves had agreed in principle a 15 million euro deal for the midfielder. So this could obviously be done in the summer. It's one of those rumours that has come quite early and sort of escalated and carried on to escalate. However, I know the club's president, I think Sporting president, said there's no truth in that a deal has been agreed as of yet. But again, it's interesting that there's such strong rumours coming about Palhinha, and that is definitely one for us to keep our eyes out on this summer. There was also a link for Wolves. They were interested in Christopher Ajer, the Celtic defender. I know Ajer's pretty versatile, could play across the midfield as well. Probably sort of similar to the likes of Seyss and Dendoncker. Leicester, Manchester City and Everton are also interested in him reportedly. Norwegian international, very, very talented young player as well. 22 years of age. Sort of got that experience at Celtic now and probably ready for a bigger step up. So yeah, Wolves are apparently interested in him. I think he'd be a great signing for the club. Of course, there's big rumours that Dendoncker could be on his way out, so that'd be definitely one for us to keep our eyes out on. I think that'd be a great coup for Wolves as well. Now then, the big juicy rumours, the big ones that probably a lot of you guys have have clicked on this video to come and listen to and listen about. Raul Jimenez. Wow, there's been some serious rumours going about the Mexican over the last couple of weeks or so. I don't know where to start with this really. There was rumours previously, a couple of months ago, obviously big Premier League teams were sniffing around here. Manchester United, mainly to be honest, but Spurs I think as well were interested. But things have just sort of continued. There's almost been like a domino effect, and rumours have been clashing into rumours, and other rumours have been clashing into rumours, and it's just blown out of proportion really. So I'm going to try and make some sense out of it and give you guys what is going on really. So, of course, as I say, there have been a number of Premier League teams interested in him. Jimenez has said himself, only clubs like Real Madrid or Barcelona or of that stature would probably make him turn his head, and because opportunities like that don't come about every day, which is fair enough, of course. But Juventus have been the latest club to be heavily linked with Raul Jimenez over the last week or so. Predominantly news coming from Italy. They keep putting values on Jimenez's head, which keep tending to change on every article, to be honest. So the earliest article I've got up here was from last week. They said that Wolves reportedly value Jimenez at about 50 million euros, and Juventus are interested in Jimenez to replace Gonzalo Higuain, who we're going to be talking about a little bit in a minute. Apparently, they want to propose a loan deal. Now, this is one of the things with Italy, with how their money is and their money structure. A lot of clubs find it very hard to finance deals straight away. It's sort of similar to Cutrone with Fiorentina. Fiorentina will be signing Cutrone. There's been rumours with him leaving Fiorentina already, but he will not be coming back to Wolves. But like similar to them, they did a loan deal just so they could finance the Cutrone deal a little bit better. This would be the same case. Not saying this is going to happen, but Juventus have offered a 2-year loan deal, and at the end of the 2 years, they will pay the 50 million euros for Raul Jimenez. I don't think that's great for Wolves, to be honest, because you'd probably want the money up front, but at the time, he would be 31 then. Getting a 50 million euros for a 31-year-old isn't too bad. But at the same time, Jimenez, we can't be, without him for 2 years, we're not really getting any money back off it. So I think something like that would be, shut off straight away. And then later on in the week, there was another rumour. So with obviously that loan deal, it sounds like Juventus aren't going to be able to afford the deal straight up. So, there was rumours that they could propose a swap deal as well. 2 players that were involved, that could possibly be involved in a swap deal for Raul Jimenez from Juventus. They've got a defender, Daniele Rugani. He was linked with Wolves earlier on. I think it was in the summer. Apparently rejected a move to Wolves as well. So, do you want to be going back in for players, that would be a bit rejected the club previously? And the other one being a very talented midfielder, to be honest, ex-PSG man, Adrien Rabiot, who's currently at Juventus as well. As far as my understanding of it is that he has got a little bit of an attitude problem. That's things that I've seen in the press and over the last couple of years as well. So is that someone that Wolves would welcome into the dressing room as well? Probably not. It's crazy to think that we can come in now and say to all these, in my opinion, very good to world-class players, the fact that Wolves have grown so much that we can always nitpick at these players and say, no, I don't think he's actually good enough for Wolves. Whereas, it is crazy to think how far the club has come and how far the quality has come as well in the club. So Raul Jimenez, it is going to be a mad saga, I think, for this. Until he or the club or Nuno comes out and says he is not going anywhere, I think this is going to carry on until, the end of this season, whenever that may be, and into the next season, whenever that may be. It was said last night as well that apparently 11 clubs have expressed their interest in Raul Jimenez. Juventus, of course, still being one of them. And Wolves, according to this article, are demanding about 60 million euros. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you think of that amount of money. There's people in the comments on our social media thinking it's a good amount of money due to his age, and there's some people that think it's not a good amount of money. I think the issue with Raul Jimenez is, I personally think it's an okay amount of money, but Raul Jimenez is part of our system and how we play, and it would be so hard, in my opinion, to find someone that can match our system and match how we play like Raul Jimenez has come in and done. We tried it with Cotrone, it didn't really quite work out. Of course, it was back, things going on behind the scenes there, which probably didn't really help the situation. But yeah, I think it'd be very hard to find a replacement. Now, talking about replacements, wow, there is a lot of juice in today's video. Talking about replacements, Wolves have been linked as well with Benfica striker Carlos Vinicius. He's been on fire this season, got a really good record in Portugal, the Brazilian striker, at Benfica. We were linked with him. Wolves apparently had a deal agreed for him last summer, but due to a work permit issue, he wasn't able to join the club. I think that has all been ironed out now, so he could move to the UK if a deal was agreed. But apparently, Wolves have reserved an amount of about 60 million euros to sign Carlos Vinicius. Liverpool have also been linked with him. So, of course, Benfica signing from Napoli, where Wolves originally had a deal agreed, but he moved to Benfica and he's done really well in the league for them this season, scoring goals. So I think that's another one from Portugal that we're probably going to be hearing a lot about over the next few weeks or so. And today, the freshest rumour is about Gonzalo Higuain. Wolves have been linked with him today. Newcastle have been linked with him today. And his boyhood club, where he first started his career, River Plate, are also interested in a move, apparently. Higuain, a very, at his prime was a very good striker. But now he's 32. He had a spell in the Premier League a couple of years ago with Chelsea, and he wasn't great, to be honest. So, rightly so, a lot of people in the comment section and in the replies of these posts aren't too impressed with this one. I think he'd probably be available for a decent price, but I think with the wages, and I don't think he's lost a yard of pace now. I don't think he'd really fit into how Wolves played, to be honest. And I don't think you could say anymore. I don't think you could say Wolves don't sign 32-year-old players or whatever, because, we've seen that with Matinho, like Patricio was a little bit older, John Ruddy as well. We do sign those players to add that little bit of experience. As a backup, then maybe, yes. But I think this article's probably come about as him being a replacement for Jimenez, which I wouldn't really understand anyway. But lots of juice for you guys to get your teeth into there, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I didn't ramble on that too long. Let me know your thoughts on any of these rumours in the comment section down below, guys. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you do. You can follow us on our socials. It's at Talking Wolves everywhere. Or links for those is in the description down below. But until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.